Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is bright and like early outside. It's actually really gloomy, but I'm not used to being awake and alive and like ready so early in the morning, but I just dropped the kids off for their first field trip day at summer camp. And I'm super nervous, like they've never been on a bus before, and I'm feeling anxious, and I don't want to I didn't want to put that on them, so I waited until I dropped them off to like come in the car and like just count to 10 and just like calm myself down. They're going all the way to the city, they're gonna be in Chicago, and I need a distraction. So here we are. I've really been enjoying doing the adulting videos. I think I've only done a few so far, but let me know exactly what kind of stuff you guys want to see in these videos, because it's really good for me to sort of, because I mean, I'm still figuring things out and I still have to plan, you know, my next move and my life and what I'm doing. And so it's just really good to kind of research stuff and to look into things and then to come back and talk to you guys about it. So I've been enjoying them. So the last time that we talked here in the adulting series, I was telling you about moving out and like kind of getting your finances in order and, you know, knowing what you can afford and being prepared for, you know, rent and that kind of stuff, and being aware of where you're gonna move and that kind of thing. Now let's say you found a place. Okay, congratulations, you found a place. So my first time when I moved out, I had gotten pregnant, and so I think it was April, we decided we were gonna get a place together. And as much as we both wanted to get out of our houses like ASAP, we realized that that was not gonna be the smartest move, and we'd already made some bad moves in our lives, so we're like, let's be smart about this. So what we did, and what worked really well for me and the father of my kids, which is who I moved out with initially, what worked for us is we didn't move out like as soon as possible, but we also, for us, we didn't move out too close to when the baby was coming. So Nala was born in November. She was due in December though. She was a month early, and we moved out like the last week of August. So we had a couple of months there, but basically we ended up with like 4 solid months to plan. And that worked out really well for us. I would say a nice chunk, a nice quarter of the year, maybe half the year. Really depends on how well you're gonna be able to save and that kind of stuff. That's what's gonna really dictate like maybe, you know, how far out you should plan to move. But what we did is we didn't make that much money, but I set up a number for me and for him, and somehow, some way, we both met that number every month. I wanna say we each needed to deposit like $500 or something a month into this joint bank account that we had started. So obviously, if you're moving out by yourself, just set up a good solid number. Like, think of how much money do I think I need to have, not for rent and not for the security deposit, like that should be separate, but how much money do I think I need to have for the other stuff, or for, you know, for the things that are gonna come up, for moving expenses, for furniture and that kind of stuff. Like, how much money do I think I need to set aside to feel comfortable that when something pops up, that I'm gonna be able to take care of it without it causing me a huge financial burden, you know, once you moved out and you have all these bills and everything. So we wanted to have like $4,000 or $5,000. And so that's what we did. We worked and we worked and we worked, and we found out some way. I mean, we sold stuff. I shouldn't say this, but I was writing people's papers. I mean, I was like doing classes for people. You don't know how many online classes I have completed in my life. And let me tell you, I don't have credits for all of them. But I mean, I was hustling. We were doing whatever we needed to do to get that money. And so that's what we did. And so as it got closer to the time when we were gonna move out, we realized there are a lot of sales that happen around different holidays. So like Memorial Day just passed, and I believe it was Memorial Day actually, where he and I actually went to a furniture store, and just especially furniture places, they tend to have big sales around Memorial Day, around Independence Day, and around like Labor Day. So I mean, they have sales all the time, but those times of year, I've noticed they have very big sales. And so that's when we went and we bought our couches. So we bought our couches in like May, and we told them like, it's cool, here's the money, you keep them, because we're not gonna move out until August something. And they did, so it was great because we were able to like lock in a nice fair price, and you know, we had that taken care of. So would say if it works for you, do plan on sort of buying things before you move out. So when it comes to furniture, you do have a few different options. Of course, if you have no problem having like used furniture, with having a brand new baby, you know what, I'm not even gonna blame it on that, but especially with having like a brand new baby and I was a first time mom, the last thing I wanted was like a sketchy couch, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that the stuff that you would find on like Craigslist or something is necessarily sketch, but I was not about to go that route. So we did what we had to do in order to get our couches. We did, you know, we got a nice little set, and it was within our means. They were like $800 or $900. Remember, delivery is gonna be like another $100 to $200 typically. And then if you want the protection, which we always get, which is dumb because the couches get ruined and I never call anyway, but that's also gonna cost you quite a bit more usually. But with furniture, you can either pay it outright, or you can go online, you can go to like Craigslist or something like that, and you can get furniture. You can ask around, you can see if anyone else, you know, around your friends, family, anybody's trying to get rid of anything. Because when you buy new sets of furniture, like my parents just bought a new set of furniture, and so they had their old set. Now their old set was a little bit janky, but if I was just moving out and like I needed some couches, shoot, I would have been all over those, especially because I know like I'm part of the ass group that's in those couches. But you also have the option to finance them in terms of just getting a credit card through the furniture place, whoever's selling the furniture. And I've noticed that it's a lot easier to get, I don't know why this is, so I don't know exactly, I can't tell you exactly why, but it's definitely a lot easier to get a lot of credit through a furniture store than it is through like just Chase or just, you know, some random Visa or, you know, through Capital One or whatever. Like I've noticed that I've gotten extraordinary amounts of credit through furniture stores, which I hate, okay, because I don't deal with credit like that. But for some reason it's just easier. So you can go that route and you can try and you can see what, you know, what they have to offer you. And another thing that I do personally is I'll do those, now this is risky, okay? You need to know whether or not you are able to pay the stuff off. Because I'll do those like 90-day finances where, let's say, for instance, I actually just did it recently. Because I don't like having long lines of credit that are big and it's, you know, 12, 24 months worth of credit, whatever, you know, like zero interest kind of stuff. I don't like doing that. So I will go and I'll get like a 90-day finance on something where the interest rate for me, because like I said, I had messed up my credit before, the interest rate on those types of loans, basically, they tend to be very high, like 20%, something crazy. So I recently bought furniture for my sitting room, and it was probably about $3,000. And if I paid it off within the 90 days, then it was gonna cost me $3,000. That's it. But if I didn't pay it off within the 90 days, meaning that 91st day came, then what they would do is they take all the interest and they tack it on then. So then I would be paying, I think over the course of 12 months, I would have been paying closer to $6,000 for the exact same furniture. So I have no problem doing 90-day financing. If I can't, you know, if I can't like stomach that $3,000 in 1 month, but I can spread it out over 3 months and I can just pay $1,000 a month, or I can pay $400 and $400 and then the other, what do I have left? The other $2,200, you know, in the third month if I know I'm gonna have a big check that month or something. That's another way that you can go. So if you have poor credit, bad credit, no credit, that is an option, but you need to be very much on top of that, because if you, you know, for whatever reason, if you can't make that 90-day or that 120-day, whatever the terms are for you, if you can't get it done in that time period, or if you are unsure, I would not suggest going that way, because then you are just going to be drowning underneath all of that interest, and it's going to be an awful experience, and you're gonna hate it, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna hate me for even suggesting it. So that's another thing that you can do. So my biggest suggestion when it comes to moving out really is to know what you need. Seriously, what do you need? What are you gonna use? Like when we first moved out, our first place had this little island, and we thought, yeah, we're gonna sit there, we're gonna have meals there. No, we're not. I mean, we had a little baby, like she was on the couch, because we had a very small apartment, so there were not a lot of places to put things and people. And so what we ended up doing a lot was just eating at our little coffee table, which was fine. We had no problem with that. But then we had these stools that we had paid all this money for that literally no one ever sat in them. Never. No one ever sat in them, and then we ended up just giving them away. And also, like, when it comes to things that go in your kitchen, because the kitchens are so fun for me personally. Like, I love stocking a kitchen, and it's so fun, especially now that I'm able to get like some slightly nicer things and I'm not getting everything from IKEA, which, hey, IKEA is a great place to pick up quite a few things for your home, but just know that it still adds up. I mean, I shopped around. Like, IKEA didn't have the best silverware. I like things that are very aesthetically pleasing, you know, things that are pretty. And IKEA didn't have the prettiest things, you know, of everything. But when it came to dressers and when it came to, you know, things like that, like especially dressers, like IKEA, you can get a $200 dresser and it ain't no big deal. You go to a actual furniture store, like, you're gonna be paying $800-900, I don't even know, dude. But like, I just bought a chest and I think it was probably $900. Like, it's insane what you can pay at some of these furniture stores. Now, you're getting a better quality oftentimes, but you know, IKEA will do, especially if it's your first time moving out. IKEA, like, make it happen. I mean, go online, look at these design videos. People are always doing IKEA hacks and stuff too. So anyway though, when it comes to your kitchen, make sure that you're getting things that you need, not just things that, you know, your parents had it at their house, so now you want to have it at your house, or, you know, whatever. Like, don't, for instance, a blender, okay? Now, I cook, but I don't ever blend anything. I don't use a blender. I've used it one time probably in the last, I don't even know, probably like the last 2 years. I probably used a blender once, and it was to make margaritas, which, I mean, that's not a necessity, really. I mean, that night it was a necessity, but typically that's not a necessity, right? Like our toaster, we never, ever used a toaster. And so we probably could have, I'm not saying we could have done without it forever, but we wouldn't have needed it before we moved in. It wasn't such a necessity that we had to get it before we moved in. Now, another reason that I suggest that you try to buy things before you move and so that you can really check out prices and you can, you know, you can get a feel for, well, you know, okay, this is the toaster I want and it's $40 and I really want this toaster. Like, you have time to wait until July 4th rolls around, see if it's gonna go on sale. Wait to see if Target's gonna have another home sale where you get, you know, 20% off, and if you shop online, you get an additional 30% off, and then you get an additional, you know, $15 gift card if you buy, you know, Black & Decker products or whatever. Like, just shop around. It gives you time. If you space out your move from, you know, and you don't rush it, and if you're able to do that, I know a lot of you may not be able to actually wait that amount of time, but if you are able to, then I highly suggest doing it. Even though it sucks, like, trust me, it sucked living in a home. I was in hell being pregnant by my boyfriend that nobody liked. Like, I mean, I hated living there and I wanted nothing more than to get the hell out. I mean, I don't feel like that anymore. We're all, you know, everything's copacetic these days. But, you know, I sucked it up and I acted like a responsible person who had to go through a little bit of shit to get what I wanted ultimately. And we did still have lots of pitfalls, and there were a lot of things that we didn't anticipate. And especially with the baby, it's very hard to plan for a baby, especially when you're first-time parents. You just don't know what's gonna happen. You just don't know what's gonna come up. I planned to nurse her, and I wasn't able to. I have this condition, I forget what it's called. Anyway, I have a condition that causes, this is off topic, but it causes me to not be able to produce milk. And so we had to formula feed, and that was a huge expense. That was something that was not taken into account at all, and it was just so much money, and we were not, you know, we were not prepared for that. And so there are a lot of things that in life generally that you really can't plan for, but if you're planning to be financially responsible, then you're gonna have a little bit more leeway when things like that come up. I mean, I went to the dentist yesterday and I thought it was just gonna be my $100 cleaning, no big deal, whatever. My pearly whites are great, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no sensitivity, no pain, no nothing. Turns out I have 5 cavities. So, actually I have what are called flossing cavities, which come between your teeth and ruin 2 teeth at once. Yeah, that's annoying. But that's a $1,500 expense that I'm gonna have to pay in the next month that I was not anticipating. But, you know, being able to plan a little bit and becoming a little bit more responsible has allowed me to not be totally, like, financially, you know, crippled by these things. So, yeah, so if you guys have any more questions, I mean, I tried to just kind of cover the basics here. Don't do too much, don't buy too much. Really think about what you're going to need. Now, you're not gonna always know exactly what you need, so maybe hold off. Like, you're definitely gonna need a couch, you know? But are you definitely gonna need those stools? Are you definitely going to need you know, you'll move into your house or your apartment or whatever, and you'll figure out what you need. Like, I just bought baskets for over my my counter doors, and they have been life-changing. I would have never known I needed baskets, okay? I would have thought, oh, I need a whole dresser to hold all my stuff. I don't need that. I just need these little wire baskets that hang over my counter doors. They've been amazing. I love them. It's the most amazing thing. I would have never known I needed that, though, until I moved in. So, you know, definitely have a little nest egg for things that you're gonna have to purchase. Do your best to shop around and really think about what you need. Like, and try to be realistic. I mean, there were dishes that I wanted that were $200, and I was like, yes, I want those. They're unbreakable. They're amazing. I didn't need them though. I needed my little $40 set that I got at Target with a coupon, boo. And I actually just sold all of my stuff from my first apartment. Well, I didn't sell it. My mom sold it at a garage sale because it was in her crawl space. She kept every dollar too. That's okay. That's okay, Mama. You can have it. Since she was the one running the garage sale, I wasn't doing anything. But like, she sold all of my stuff, and it was really just like nostalgic, just looking at my whole apartment laid out on my parents' garage. Like, just all of the things that I spent all of my time and money to earn and, you know, to finally buy, and then now they're gone, and now, you know, I've gotten new things. So definitely remember, it's baby steps, and you need to plan for these things in your life. And you might not be able to get exactly what you want, but trust me, you're gonna feel better having some money in the bank, having a little bit of cushion, having you know, the ability to still do things and to not feel like you're stretching yourself too far. Do your very, very best to not live above your means. So, you know, make sure, which, you know, it just means don't spend more than what you have. Don't even get to the line. If you have $1,000, don't go spending $900. Spend $700. Leave yourself a little bit of breathing room, okay? Somebody's texting me. Whoa. See, I just got a notification that I paid $200 to somebody. Why? Okay, see? Adulting. Things hit you from random angles at random times. You never know why. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what else you want to see down below, and I will be back soon. I'll probably film another video today. Maybe I'll go change or something. I'll film something else. But I'll be back soon. Let me know what else you'd like to see in this series, though. I know some of you have mentioned jobs. Different ways to earn money and stuff like that. Not necessarily the working online thing, but like when you're a little bit younger, different ways to earn money. If you like to see something like that, give me a thumbs up, let me know. Otherwise, just drop down any suggestions below. And if you have any tips or advice on getting furniture and the things that you need for your home, then put those down below as well. If you have any websites or anything where you can buy things on the low, put that down below too. So that's all I have to say though. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.